Some hearts are cursed to burn, not in hellfire, but in love. The storm rolled over the Virginia hills like a beast waking from slumber. Thunder cracked, lightning cleaved the sky, and in the forgotten town of Silver Hollow, a scream echoed through the woods. Emery Lowell jolted awake, drenched in sweat. The dream again. The same glowing eyes, the same whisper that curled around her like smoke, "You belong to me." She didn't believe in ghosts, demons, or destiny. She was a small-town nurse, scraping by with night shifts and cheap coffee, caring for her ailing father and trying to rebuild a life after her fiancé, Matthew, had vanished 2 years ago without a trace. But something changed the night she moved back into her childhood home. The forest behind the house began to feel alive. And she wasn't alone. Chapter 1: The Eyes in the Dark. Emery first saw him during a night walk. The power had gone out, and with no Wi-Fi and no distractions, she wandered into the woods she once feared as a child. Something called her there. A figure stood by the edge of the creek, tall, cloaked in shadows, and impossibly still. As lightning flashed, she caught a glimpse of eyes like molten gold, watching her not with hunger, but pain. Deep, endless pain. She ran. But that night, he visited her in her dreams. Chapter 2: The Demon's Name. His name was Kael. Neither man nor beast. A demon, yes, but bound by a curse. Once a mortal who sacrificed everything for love, Kael had been betrayed, transformed, and cursed to walk the earth in torment. Each generation, he would fall in love with one soul, a woman with a pure heart, and when he did, that love would burn him from the inside until he either took her soul, or died. Emery was his soul-bound. But he didn't want to harm her. He only wanted one thing, to feel love without destroying it. Chapter 3: Temptation and Truth. Kael appeared more often, at the edge of dreams, in the flicker of candlelight, beside her bed in the dead of night. He never touched her, never crossed the line. But Emery, drawn to his sadness, his honesty, began to fall. And she hated herself for it. Was she losing her mind? Loving a demon, when she had barely survived the heartbreak of losing Matthew? Could this even be real? She confronted him. Demanded the truth. And Kael showed her. He opened a memory, a vision from the past. She saw herself, centuries ago, standing in a temple, promising her heart to him. Over and over, through time, Emery was reborn, and each time, she fell in love with Kael. And each time, she died because of it. This was their curse. Chapter 4: Breaking the Chain. Haunted by these revelations, Emery sought answers. She turned to books on folklore, met with a reclusive old priest, and finally uncovered a faded passage from a long-forgotten grimoire. The curse can only be broken if the demon chooses her life over his love. If he walks away, truly walks away, without return, without hope, he shall be freed. But he must suffer in silence. No plea. No touch. No goodbye. When Emery told Kael, he was silent. And then he did the impossible. He left. Chapter 5: The Long Winter. Months passed. Kael never returned. Emery, heartbroken but stronger, began to live again. Her father passed peacefully. She healed. She laughed. She even started painting again, something she hadn't done in years. Then, one spring evening, she found something at her doorstep. A single flower. A demon's breath lily, a flower said to grow only where demons weep. And with it, a note. You are free. Live. Love again. And remember me not as a monster, but as the man who chose your life above his own. No signature. No return. But her heart knew. Chapter 6: A New Dawn. Years later, Emery stood on the porch of her new home, watching her daughter play under the blooming cherry tree. She had found love again, not the kind that burned like Kael's, but one that brought warmth, peace, and safety. And still, on quiet nights, when the wind rustled the trees, she could almost feel Kael watching, not to claim her, but to protect her. Because real love, the kind worth sacrificing for, doesn't always end in happy ever after. Sometimes, it ends in letting go.